I thought I'd do a bare face intro today, which is really weird for me, but I thought I'd give it a go. So today we're testing the Ordinary High Adherence Silicone Primer. Now, as you guys know, I'm not a great believer in primers. I have tried out one other primer before just to see if a primer made a difference, but to be honest, that one didn't have any particular claims. This one does. Also, this one is affordable, so if it does make a difference, everyone's going to be able to kind of add it into their routine. So this one is £4. It's the Ordinary High Adherence Silicone Primer. It's supposed to smooth the surface of your skin and blur pores. Now, blurring pores isn't really what I'm necessarily testing today. I don't have a huge pore problem. But I'm going to be able to see if it applies foundation smoother and if it makes it last longer, which it does claim to on the website. Now, we're also going to be using a foundation that I know how it applies, I know how it wears. It does start to wear a bit funny towards the end of the day, and that's how we're going to be able to see if it's long lasting. So this is the CYO Long Lasting Life Proof Foundation. Now, I was going to go for my favourite foundation, which is the Estee Lauder Double Wear currently. And to be honest, it lasts all day, which is why it's one of my favourites, but I don't think then it's going to be fair in terms of seeing its long-lasting power, especially considering I'm starting this wear test at 11 o'clock or so, because I got out of bed late. It's very cold in here at the moment, and I feel like that contributes. Otherwise, I wouldn't have my layer on. I just have my Jack Skellington t-shirt all out and about. But no, it's freezing. I have my little heating radiator next to me, and I have my dressing gown on. But that shouldn't affect this wear test at all. So I am going to just apply it to one half of my face, and then we're going to apply the foundation the way I normally like to. We'll see if it applies differently, and we will see how long it lasts throughout the day. So this is going to be a wear test as well. So it has a nice little squeezy applicator. I never know with products like this how much you're going to need. So this is what it looks like. It kind of just looks like kind of a thick moisturiser. And if that helps out a bit of my dry skin, that's not a bad thing either. So we're going to put it on this half of the face. I'm going to let it sink into the skin a little bit before we apply foundation. I know from experience, not letting your layers dry properly, that causes all sorts of problems. Now, my face feels smoother, automatically. I do feel like it feels smoother. It has no colour correcting in it. That is obviously noticeable. It's clear. It feels a little bit tackier, but then it's not quite dry. It feels a little bit tackier, but not super, super tacky. Not like glue stick on your face tacky. But mostly it just feels really smooth, which I suppose is going to get you quite a smooth application. This foundation is fairly smoothing anyway, so we'll see how it applies. Now, I do have some dryness around my nose here, which I see less on this side, so I think it's added a little boost of moisture as well, because normally my dryness is always flaring up here. I'll exfoliate and it'll still flare up here. So one pump. It's giving me exactly the same coverage as when I normally apply it, medium coverage. Still see some of my redness and a little dry patch here that I hadn't even noticed, to be honest. So looking at them close up, this side definitely looks glowier. I wouldn't say it looks much smoother or anything like that, but I'd definitely say this has definitely a bit more glow. This is a bit more like satin matte, and this is a completely satin finish, which I think looks really pretty. It's a great way to make your foundations that are too matte work for you. Because of that, I think it does look a little bit smoother, actually. When you compare it side to side, it is only slightly noticeable, but I think it looks pretty good. I would say, to me, I prefer it a little bit on the primer side because I like my foundations, this time of year especially, a bit glowy. And if I can add a layer that is going to make it more glowy without disturbing it and making it patchy like oil does, then I really like that. And this is £4, so it's cheaper than my oil as well. It looks a little bit prettier. Is it super noticeable? Say this primer was 30 quid. I do not think I would pay that for the difference. But for £4, I don't think it's bad. I think it's helped a little bit. I think I also used a bit too much, but I definitely say it's made it glowier and a little smoother. So I am going to pop on the rest of my products, and I'll be right back, let you know if anything's kind of changed. So I put the rest of my makeup on and it looks a little bit smoother on this side, a little bit more glowy, a little less powdery. That's it. I don't think it's super noticeable. I know I'm looking for it, so I do see a difference, but I don't think it's noticeable enough that someone would be able to point out which is the prime side and which isn't. Do you know what I'm saying? I think because I know, that's why. If you take a look at this side in comparison to this side, I don't really see like a huge difference. Otherwise, I think the makeup went on as well as it normally does. I didn't powder my forehead. I wanted to see how it lasted without the powder. I powdered my cheeks and my eyes where I set my concealer, and that's it. So we're going to see how well it lasts throughout the day, see on the forehead, see where I powdered, see if it separates or gets powdery like quicker. I think that's what I'm quite interested to see. So as you guys know, I use the CYO Long Lasting Foundation. I use the Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer and the Kiko Milano Skin Tone Concealer. For blush, I use the Max Factor Cream Puff Blush in Nude Mauve. For bronzer, I use the L'Oreal Back to Bronze. For highlight, I use the Maybelline Face Studio Chrome Extreme Highlighter in Diamond Glow. For my eyebrows, I use the Revolution Redemption Palette along with the L'Oreal Brow Plumper in Medium Dark. To prime my lids, I use MAC Paint Pot. And then for the shadows, I use the combination of Bling Boss and Ring the Alarm from the Jaclyn Hill X Morphe Vault collection. For mascara, I use Benefit Roller Lash. For lips, I tried something new. I got this mini recently in a So Post kind of thing. It's the MUA Luxe Lip Lacquer in Dash, and it's matte. I expected it to be glowy, but I'm okay with it being matte. It looks very nice. I expected it to be like a sheerish gloss, but this is just like a matte liquid lipstick. And to set my face, I used MAC Fix Plus. So like I do with foundation reviews, we're going to do check-ins throughout the day to see how my makeup's held, say my product lasts longer, things like that. For me, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm used to just seeing if a foundation breaks down, but if a primer makes it last longer, then this could change like my makeup game. Hi guys, I've had my makeup on for about 5 hours now. I thought I'd zoom you guys in so you can see what I'm talking about. To be honest, there isn't kind of much to say. My makeup looks very similar from when I put it on. I don't see much of a difference. I feel like once the foundation had dried, it went completely matte on both sides. And honestly, I'm not seeing so much of a difference now. You can see my marks where I have my glasses. There's like no difference between those at all. Otherwise, I just say like my makeup looks exactly the same. I think it may help moisturise the skin, it may help with the dry patches. I definitely feel like initially like my dry patches were not so noticeable here and more noticeable here. And it definitely feels drier, like when I put my hand on my face, this side definitely doesn't feel quite as dry. But otherwise, it just looks exactly the same. I asked Sam like which side was the primer side and he couldn't tell. So that means to me that it hasn't made too much of a difference as of yet. Hi guys, so it's been about 10 and a half, 11 hours now. I kind of waited to the point where I knew my makeup would be broken down just a touch. It's about the 8-9 hour point that my makeup starts slightly to break down, and then it's like 10 hours past when it has like definitely started to break down. So I thought I'd leave it till that point before we had like a look at my face again. So I'm going to show you like close up what my face looks like. This is the prime side. It's starting to be even patchier than it was before here. And then there's this side. To me, looking in the mirror, I see like breakdown on my nose around here and more makeup gone than I normally do. I always lose the makeup on my nose. There isn't a right lot I can do about it. But I feel like it's stuck a bit better on this side. I don't feel like it's fantastic. I've been blowing my nose half the day, so I'm all red like under here. But that's about it. Otherwise, I'm very happy with how my makeup looks. On this side, it's starting to come through like more glowy. Rather than when my oils come through, it's starting to break down on this side. I feel like it's just looking a bit like glowy on this side. I feel like the primer is kind of helping manage that well. On the areas where my oils don't come through, it looks more matte here. I think where the oils come through is where this primer works quite well. I feel like it kind of helps stop the breakdown. I think it just makes you look more glowy, which I like. I think, to be honest, I want to try this primer with foundations that aren't quite as smoothing and see if that makes a difference, because I did use quite a smoothing like foundation, and I think the problem with using a smoothing foundation is it's already going to look like really good, so having this there should make like average looking foundations look better to me. I think that's what I'll do, and I'll try maybe a foundation that's not like a satin matte. I'll try like a super matte one to see if it makes it more satin matte, and I'll try like a glowy one as well. I don't think it's helped massively with my creasing here. I still have creasing on both sides, so I don't think it's going to help necessarily with that. If you have like fine lines and wrinkles and you're looking for something to help with that, I do not think this is a product for you. But otherwise, I don't see why I wouldn't give it another go. I think I'll update you guys in the description box. I might try it tomorrow. I'm filming a Get Ready With Me. I will see how that goes. I will definitely use a different foundation. So if you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. It means that I know you guys like it and that you want me to test more primers. Please do subscribe to my channel before you leave. It helps me out and lets me know that I'm putting the right kind of things out there and that people are actually enjoying it. And if you press that notification bell, then you'll be notified like every time I upload a video, which means that you're not going to miss out on any of my uploads, you're not going to be late to a video, that kind of thing. So thank you guys for watching.